revealing the locations of soldiers, and apparently I was also guilty of treason, whatever that means. The latest tactic apparently is to lean on the Ghanaian government and accuse me of having apparently sabotaged an ECOWAS mission, and in so doing, basically compromised the bloc security of the ECOWAS region, in which case Ghana, being itself an ECOWAS member, is then obligated to cancel my asylum, to revoke my refugee status, and to revoke my Ghanaian passport. I want to urge the Ghanaian president to resist the temptation to allow the Nigerian president to push Ghana into breaking international law. I obviously don't need to mention that there's a law called the Law of Refoulement, which forbids the illegal repatriation of political refugees back to the country that they fled from, where they are going to face, persecution. It's very well known that if, for whatever reason, I were to be returned to Nigeria, I would not survive it.
Well, I don't think anybody needs to be surprised with the way things are going in this country, economically, politically, in all aspects of our lives in this country, because Tinubu made it clear, he stated it clearly, that he will continue from where Buhari stops, and that is exactly what he has been doing. And some people have said that, Tinubu has really kept to his promise. The only promise that Tinubu has kept is the promise of continuing from where Buhari stops, and that is exactly what he's exhibiting. Because this investigative journalist David Hundeyin's case is, going in the line of or is going the way of Nnamdi Kanu. There are a lot of questions a lot of people will be asking. Why would you come to Ghana to come and seek for asylum? Also, until we really hear from him, maybe other countries, in my own opinion, I think maybe other countries didn't even give him that asylum. It was only Ghana that gave him that asylum. And just like he said, there is a global law concerning this whole thing. And who are the people? Is it not the same government that sabotaged his effort that is in Ghana, or what? Or even if it's in Ghana, it is only when the Ghanaian government will have to release him, just like what Kenya did to Nnamdi Kanu. Because even when you talk about Kenya, I think Ghana is even more closer to Nigeria than Kenya. So the questions a lot of people, or one of the questions a lot of people are asking is that, why Ghana in the first place? You see, anything, if Buhari has sat when he was in office, if he wanted to target at you, he would just use terrorism and treason. But thank God they used it. They didn't use it against, or to use to convince anybody, or to get rid of people. Even in his own time, they tried and they failed because they were lying. Those who were supposed to be charged for that, they left them roaming about, roaming the streets, walking freely. Till today, how can you tell me that the Air Force plane jet was brought down? And the bandits leader came out, Toji, and his people, they came out and they were so happy. They claimed responsibility. Do you know what? The Nigerian government or the Nigerian army say, no, don't mind them. Really? And meanwhile, because I'm always making that case for the IPOB members, especially Nnamdi Kanu, that if these guys are really who they say they are, say they are this, they are that. When you talk about terrorists, terrorists are not cowards at all. They will come out with their full chest and tell you that I did this, for you to know that they are powerful. And many of these Boko Haram or ISWAP or the so-called bandits, they have come out several times. Times without number, they've come out to claim responsibilities. Even the so-called NDA, yes, NDA, that they went to go and attack them, and a lot of people lost their lives. These guys came out and claimed responsibility. So today, what did the Nigeria government do? They didn't do anything, and they couldn't hold one person. Not even one person that is even behind bar now. They talked about this guy, one of these Ndu something, I've forgotten his name. I'm sure some of you know him. Up to today, they just talk the thing shabby like that. At the end of the day, we didn't hear nothing again. Nobody's going to court because of him. But see Nnamdi Kanu, all the sins in this world, they heaped all of them on him so that they will not release him. If some people are coming out to tell us that Nnamdi Kanu should be released, begging Tinubu or telling Tinubu to do the needful, that he shouldn't even go in the way of Buhari, and he has not said anything, and now he wants to do the same thing to David Hundeyin. So what do you have to say? The same people who were fighting the military then, no, everybody was looking at him, one of the heroes that fought for democracy and all of that. But see what they are doing. And that is why Nigerians now, they don't even trust anybody. If you come out to say you're an activist and all of that, because at some point, you now see that the reason why they are doing it is just for them to curry favor from people. They want to do the same thing that, the same thing they've been accusing those who have been oppressing Nigerians. They want to be in the same position. And that is exactly what Tinubu is doing. As we know, Tinubu does not have good records. They are just fooling themselves, When people just see you, they will just laugh at you. But behind, they will just say, I beg you, who will be this person? When they say, when for Yansh don't dey outside, because breeze don't blow. But they will just play just to be matured. But within them, Tinubu, and within even us that we are Nigerians, it doesn't have integrity. But we have seen set of people who are not ashamed, who are so shameless, they are still supporting this set of people. It's so ridiculous. Really, really ridiculous. The same way you see the Northerners, they will be jubilating when they arrested an Americano. The same way the so-called Southwest, because they are the majority who are supporting Tinubu, they will be saying, this guy did wrong, this and that. And meanwhile, they were condemning all the things that Buhari was doing, all the illegalities and what have you. You can imagine them telling us that Tinubu is doing the same thing that Buhari did. Nobody should complain about a lopsidedness appointment. And you call yourself a Democrat, you call yourself that you are enlightened, you want people to believe you, and yet you are still doing the same thing other people who are not even enlightened, what they were doing, you are still doing it. So why justifying it? It's so unfortunate. I don't know what Nigerians can do, because of course, just like he said, how can he just, if your hands are clean, especially this Tinubu's government, if your hands are clean, why should you be pushing somebody up and down? You want to use treasoning and whatever, they are now telling us that according to what he said, that he has been giving information to about the army. How these people can really lie? They can lie. So guys, I don't want to say much, and at least you have heard from the horse's mouth, the investigative journalist David Hundeyin himself. What do you have to say? Are we going forward, or we are moving backward? Almost everybody is not happy. Leave your comment down there below and let us have your take.